welcome to Friday's bonus edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where I attempt to do just that. I'm actually recording a little bit earlier today than usual, so hopefully my brain will have woken up. It's been boiling hot here in London, or just south of London, which is where I'm based. And yeah, sleeping is just impossible. So I'm going to try and record this earlier. Hopefully that will some of you will approve of that. This might hit you in time for your lunch hours and things. And if you do enjoy these videos, especially the crossword videos, please think about dropping a like on the video or dropping a kind comment. It helps the algorithm, which doesn't otherwise respect crosswords nearly as much as it should do. Now I've checked the SNITCH for today's puzzle. And it is this is the third most difficult puzzle in the last couple of months, so it's clearly not going to be very easy. Let's click go. That's the right one, isn't it? And let's get cracking and see what the Times has in store for us today. One across. Prompt to ditch right. Actors for modern programme. Modern programme. Prompt. When I think of prompt, I'm thinking of cue, something an actors might get. To ditch right, but prompt. Actors could be the cast, couldn't they? So I wonder if this is some sort of a modern program, podcast. That's going to be it. Prompt, prod. Done it. Okay, good. That's a good start. Obviously, if you get one across, it feels like a weight off your mind. So how does this work? Prompt, a word for prompt is prod. It ditches R for right. R is a valid abbreviation for right. And then a word for actors, cast, obviously. And now we've got some starting letters. So let's see if this helps. Holy man, I'm thinking priest. Holy man's art, posing many questions. Holy man's art. I don't know what that is. Posing many questions. I mean, it's interesting. I thought that the definition was going to be holy man. If you pry, you ask a question, don't you? So is it something like a prior? Prying. Oh, or no, it is my first thought. It's priest. It's priest, and that is vicious. Okay. I mean, this is one of those answers that I think many people will get this, but how many actually then can fathom what on earth it's talking about? I'm not sure, because it's evil. It's quite evil. So it was holy man. It was, the answer is priest, but we have to think about the word pry. To pry is to ask a question, isn't it? It's to nose into somebody else's business. And art here is making you think of a painting or a tattoo or something. You know, but actually it's being used as the old word for are. You know, thou art, one might say, meaning you are. And if in the old days you were posing many questions, and art is the hint that we're thinking about an old form of a word, you might pryest rather than just pry. He pryest greatly. Would and the question mark is because it's such nonsense. You know, we have to think about this in a very cryptic sense. I mean, it's absolutely evil. I mean, what can I tell you? I'm sure it's right. But the use of art there is very clever. 2 down. Actions. I'm thinking deeds. That are becoming green, blocking oil transporter. What's an oil transporter? A pipeline. Actions that are becoming. So it's going to mean actions that are becoming. Green. I'm not sure now. Green, I was thinking eco. Decorum. That's it. Wow. I'm actually reasonably pleased with those first 3 entries. I mean, podcast was gettable, definitely, but Priest and Decorum, I don't think they are that easy, because you have to read the clue very precisely to understand 2 down, and the whole key to it is splitting it in the right place. And it's so easy to read that clue as actions that are becoming green. Whereas if we cut it after actions that are becoming, if something becomes you, it's sort of, it reflects well on you, doesn't it? And decorum is exactly descriptive of that. And then we've got drum for the oil transporter, with green, a word for green, eco, blocking it, so inside it. So let's see if we can get 9 across. Somewhere drivers seen in golf bag. Somewhere drivers seen. Energy saving old banger put away. Okay, I haven't got a clue what this is, but put away at the end. If you put away food, you eat it. In the past tense, that could be ate, put away. I put away my dinner. I ate my dinner. And ate is such a lovely ending, isn't it, for a word? So I'm very confident this ends in ate, which means somewhere drivers seen, energy saving, old banger, crate. Oh no, actually I'm changing my mind. I've had another thought. An old banger is a crate, as in it's a word for an old car, you know. And if that was put away, it could be eaten, couldn't it? So maybe it's got crate inside it. Energy saving. Somewhere drivers seen. I don't know. Sorry, I haven't got that. I'm not sure about that one. Let's have a look at 11. Band stripe. Get high in wings of... yeah, that is stripe. Okay. So we were very lucky. We had the S and the R, so it was not too difficult to alight on that possible answer. How does it work? Well, if you get high, you trip, as in to get high on a drug. And that's in the wings of stage. Now, wings of stage, obviously a stage does have wings, so you might be immediately thinking of the theatre. No, no, no. Do not let these constructors mislead you with their use of words. What this is saying is take the wings of the word stage, which are the sort of left and right hand side of it, the S and the E. So we have to put trip in the S and the E. We get stripe, which is the answer. So let's try 3 down. Articles. Okay, well... let me carry on reading. Articles about endlessly fascinating matriarch in Rome. Okay. This is going to be, I think, the name of a matriarch in Rome. Articles, what I was going to say was articles is almost always referring to the articles of speech. Things like the indefinite article a, the definite article the, so, or words like an, again. So, endlessly fascinating. Oh gosh, we have to think of a word that means fascinating, that probably has a P in it, and then shorten it and put that inside some articles of speech, and we're going to come up hopefully with a matriarch in Rome. I don't know. Sorry, I'm not coming up with anything there. Let's try 14. French army. Ooh. French army leaders. Doctor receiving help. And pro tips. See, this is going to be some word I don't know. It's going to be a French phrase, I think, for a French army leader, like, you know, Major de Corps or something. It's not Major de Corps. I made that up. But it's something like that. Doctor can be MO. Doctor has so many little abbreviations in cryptic crosswords. It's very hard to immediately know which version. And of course, to doctor something can be an anagram indicator. But here we have an M, so I'm thinking it probably has an O next. And that made of, oh, good grief, I've got this. Is this the Maid of Orleans? Was that Joan of Arc's real? Oh, I have heard of the Maid of Orleans, and I can see how this fits the wordplay, so I'm going to put it in. And it's obviously not a French word. It doesn't have dirt in the middle, so I'm pleased about that. But the way I got this was I knew that doctor could be MO. I was trying to put the MO at the start, and I saw it was receiving help. Now, short synonyms for help, you could have SOS, that would be one. Aid is another one, AID. So I tried in my brain to put the aid in the MO, and then I got made up, and all of a sudden I thought of Maid of Orleans. So, and then I could see leans as well for tips. If you tip something, you lean it, don't you? And if you're pro something, you're for it. So it's definitely right. And I think it's Joan of Arc, but if I've got that wrong, apologies. Let's try 4 down. We could have a look at this one, but it doesn't look like it's getting us anything particular. I'm going to look at this one, then I'm going to look at 5 across, and then if I can't do either of those, I'm going to look at that one. So 4 down. Could it be someone joining bank? Well, I know this. I do know this. So again, that question mark is terrifying, isn't it? What does it mean? But fortunately, we have this T at the start. And I do know a 4-letter synonym for the word bank, and that is a tier. And if I say tier a bit differently, I could say it as tire. And a tire would be somebody who ties things. And what does somebody who ties things do? They join things together. So could it be someone joining? A tire could be somebody who joins something together, couldn't it? So the question mark is because I bet, well, I don't know actually. I'm not changing my answer. Let me just find my dictionary. Here we go. So let's look up tire. I'm just the reason I'm checking this is whether it's there, a person who ties. So it's there as tier obviously, but it's also there. Presumably that's under the root word tie. Yes, it is. So it is justified by the dictionary. It's just a very unusual usage, and that's why I think the question mark is in the clue. Right, 5 across. What? Oh, that's very odd. I thought I've read this clue already. But these two both begin the same way. Somewhere driver's seen. In golf bag. No, it's still not in golf bag, isn't it? Is it? Seen bird by depressed area. Somewhere drivers seen. On road? Bird. Bird again is a terrifying word. Short synonyms for birds. There are a lot of birds that are short. Tit, wren. Bird can mean a prison sentence as well. And that goes by depressed area. What's that? Slum? Or even depressed could be low and blue and down, and then area can be abbreviated to A. Somewhere drivers seen. I'm not getting this one, I'm afraid. That's annoying. I'm going to try 5 down rather than this one, because if I can get into this top right hand corner, it's going to be helpful. More than one daily newspaper bores presidents. More than one daily newspaper. So I think this is going to begin something like mails, M-A-I-L-S, because that would be more than one Daily Mail. Bores. And then president's plural is weird as well, isn't it? I don't know what that is either, I'm afraid. I'm going to keep going up here. I don't want to give up on the top right, so I'm going to have to do it at some point. Picks Greek princess with power as new leader. Picks. Ooh. Electra? Plectra. Oh, I've done it. Yes, okay, well I should get this. This is a guitar reference. Wow, okay. It's the plural of plectrum is plectra. So the Greek princess, somehow my brain came up with Electra for that. And then if we replace the E, the leader of the word Electra, with a P for power. P can be a valid abbreviation for power. Let me just show you that. Again, I talk about this every week, but it bears repeating. You can't just abbreviate any word in a clue to its initial. It has to be supported by the dictionary, and only some words have an abbreviation. But now I'm not going to find it, but it should be there. There we go. Power in physics is abbreviated to P, and that is why, from a sort of mathematical point of view, it is legitimate to treat this word power as P, replacing the leader of electra, give us plectra, and a guitar pick is a plectrum, in the plural plectra. So we've got that one. Let's try this. Part of ship, lacking hard timber. Okay, this is a fairly easy clue, especially now we've got the E. So we need a part of a ship, 4 letters. It's going to lack H, which is a valid abbreviation for hard. I think on pencils, HB, is that? Actually, I don't know off the top of my head what HB. I thought it was, yeah, hard. I thought it was hard, but if H on its own is also hard, let's just justify that to the world. Hard. There we go, on pencils. So we need a 4-letter word for a part of a ship that's got an H in it. We're going to take the H out because it needs to lack the hard, the H, and it's going to mean timber. So it's probably the name of a wood. And I'm sure you've all got that now. It's elm. Elm without, well, so helm, part of the ship without the H, gives us what we need. So let's try this one. Cambridge University, Camus turned to wit from the classics department with least confidence. Ah, I have got this. Okay. How do I explain how I got this? Well, what I did was I read the clue. I don't know any synonyms for Cambridge University. 8-letter words for a Cambridge University. It can't be the college at a Cambridge University, because it would have to say college. It can't just. Cambridge University is not synonymous with, say, Downing or King's or Jesus. It's just not. So we know, so I was confident that the end of the clue was the definition, with least confidence. So I was thinking I needed a word that ended est, like with least confidence, shyest, or indeed timidest. And that gets you thinking about, okay, well, what's this to wit from the classics department getting at? Now, I know there are 2 things I'm going to tell you about the to wit. Id est, i.e., is synonymous with that. Well, i.e. could be used, but to wit from the classics department is trying to say, no, it wants the full version of i.e., which is id est. Now, the other thing I'm just going to mention there, because it's evil and sometimes it will seem, is that there is a Latin word which is something like scilicet, which has the abbreviation SC, and that can mean to wit. And now I'm not going to find it there. Scilicet. I don't know if I'm probably not pronouncing that. I never did Latin. Namely, which to wit and namely are synonymous. So if you see, and that's SC, so sometimes if you see to wit in a clue, or namely in a clue, remember it can be SC. That is an evil one. And then how does the rest of this work? Well, Cambridge University turned is not talking about my old university, it's talking about MIT, another Cambridge University, and we are reversing MIT, we're turning it to give timidest as the answer. So let's go back here. Cockpit, somewhere driver's seat. Oh, well, that's it. Oh, gosh, that was easy in the end. It's easy once you had a few letters. So a bird is a cock and a pit is a depressed area. And that gives us this one. Now, do we return to the... Let's just check, see whether we can get 12. Used bathroom during breaks in kind of film for kids. Kind of film for kids. Animated? Used bathroom. went is what I'm thinking. If you use the bathroom, you go, don't you? So I'm wondering, used bathroom, could that be went? During breaks in kind of film for kids. I don't know. I quite like the idea of putting went. I mean, I quite like the idea of animated as well, but in my brain, I'm not understanding that. Let's see if either of these starting letters help us. Oh, more than one. Oh, another idea. I haven't got it though. Okay, so my thought here is, I mean, this again, this will seem it'll seem so difficult to if you're new to cryptic crosswords, and the only reason I can do this with any sort of pace is because I've seen things like it before. So I read this. I didn't take my own advice that I give you guys. When you see daily newspaper in a clue, it is very hard, as I've just shown, to separate that phrase. Daily newspaper is such a natural phrase, and yet here we must not read it as daily newspaper. We need to read this clue as more than one daily newspaper bores. So what we need is an expression for more than one daily. I'll come back to that. We're going to have a synonym for a newspaper, and that's going to be inside our phrase for more than one daily. Now, a daily in the old world was a housekeeper, and there is an old synonym for a housekeeper, which is a char. C-H-A-R. I'll show you that. Not under the first. Look how many different definitions. Here we go. A charwoman, and a charwoman is a woman employed to do rough cleaning. So a day and a daily, if we go back to daily, there we go. A non-resident servant, especially a cleaning woman. So more than one daily, I think here, now I've got this C, is saying chars is what we need, and we need to think of a word for a newspaper, which is going to be 5 letters, and put that inside, and the whole thing is going to mean presidents. Presidents probably begins C-H-A, doesn't it? I'm not sure where the R's going, but it ends in S. Presidents. Chaperone. No, that's not got the right R in the right place. Presidents are chairwomen. That doesn't have the chars working. Presidents. Chancellors. No. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't get it. Brain is not working. Right, so we are going to have to go further afield and work our way back up. 15 down. Person with conviction, maybe. That sounds like somebody who's been imprisoned. If you have a conviction, so the clue is trying to make you think. At least I think it's trying to make you think about somebody who has a conviction, i.e., they have a belief. But I think it's going to be somebody who's been imprisoned. So I'm thinking lifer. No, isn't clear when rambling is very clearly an anagram of isn't clear. Larcenist, person with conviction, maybe. Somebody involved in theft is a larcenist, so that's got us going again. Now, this is the big one, isn't it? Can we get this? Home surrounded by huge predatory animal. Appeal to be stoical. Keep your hair on. Keep. It's going to be something like keep your hair on, but it's not that. Don't know. 16 down would also be huge, wouldn't it? Source of entertainment repeated in stories. Source of entertainment. That could be the E. The source, the start letter of the word entertainment. But then repeated, that gives double E in a word for stories. Where's the definition? And that means it could be an and-lit clue, i.e. a clue where the whole thing needs to be read as wordplay, and the whole thing needs to be read as a definition as well. But I'm not seeing that. Stories. No, I'm not sure what that one is either. Oh dear. 21 across. Perhaps budgies back. Feathers. Feathers could be down. Become less prominent. So something down, like tone down. If you tone down something, you become perhaps budgie. A budgie is a bird. What else is a budgie? Pet? Step down. Yes. Okay. Okay, so this apostrophe S here is really important, because what we need to, how we're reading the clue as perhaps budgie is a pet, apostrophe S, that's this S here, that turns back, so that gives us step. We add a word for feathers to that, down, step down, you become less prominent, you step down. So is this something story, sob story? Source of entertainment repeated in... Oh no, it's not going to be something story when it's got stories in the clue. Let's try this one. Revolutionary. Hit the booze store. Revolutionary hit the booze store. Hit the booze. I mean, it sounds like we need a word for hit the booze, which is going to be treated revolutionary, so it turns. And the whole... Oh, depot, toped. Yeah, okay. So I talked myself into the answer there. So a store is a depot. And toped, if you tope a drink, you get drunk. So let's check that out so we can prove that to you. To drink hard, there we go. In the past tense, so hit the booze. Hit can obviously be used as past tense. So toped is treated revolutionary. That gives us depot, which is the answer. So 26, like career, say. Don't know. Partitioned. It could be partitioned, actually. Say, this could create trepidation. Is that well, trepidation, is that an anagram of partitioned? It feels like it is to me. I can't check it, but it feels right. And career is certainly partitioned, so let's go with partition there. Let's see if we can use the W. Something world? Or no, it's unlikely. W-E-R-E-D is more likely. Writer of leader in Sun, probing news value. Writer of leader. The editor writes the leaders, but it's not going to be that. Leader in Sun is probably S. Probing news value. Worth. Something worth is the answer. The worth of something is its value. So leader in Sun is S. So we need to put an S in this. Oh, come on, what is it? News. The news is, we need a 4-letter word for news, which is blank O blank blank. Word. Wordsworth. Well, there we go. It was much easier than I thought. Wordsworth is the answer. If you get word of something, you hear news of it, put the S. So we've got news, word, value, worth. We put the S in the middle of word, worth. We get Wordsworth, and that is the writer. So grin and bear it now fits here. That's going to be right. That's got bear in it. That's a predatory animal. Right, I haven't worked this out yet, but grin and bear it feels like it's going to work, doesn't it? So what's that? age, I don't know. Let's not worry about that one. Home, that's going to be in. If you're in, you're at home. Surrounded by huge, grand, predatory animal, bear. Appeal is it, as in sex appeal. If you've got it, you've got sex appeal. To be stoical, grin and bear it. There we go. So now we could try this one. This person, I, protects, nurses, close to wage, freeze, ice, freeze, ice. I think it's ice something. Freeze, ice. Don't know. Let's try that one. Flog, trounce. Well, that's right. Okay. Flog can be to trounce. The hide of the tiger is saying the skin of the word tiger. So the T and the R. And then a cat is an ounce, believe it or not. It's not the most familiar cat in the world, but if I type ounce in, we will see it as one of the... There we go. Formerly a lynx, and now the snow leopard. There you go. So an ounce. Ounce is a synonym for cat, and that gives us trounce there. Let's go back to this one. Source of entertainment. Egg, age, ego. Repeated in stories. Source of entertainment. That must be E. Repeated in stories. Source of entertainment. Egg salad? I don't think it is egg salad, is it? 25. Boss in good four-wheel drive, not Sierra. Boss, governor. Okay, this is gov. The way I got this was I thought of a four-wheel drive as an SUV, and then I took the S for Sierra out of that. Sierra, I think, is the international radio code word for the letter S. So that gives UV. G for good is we've seen before. That gives us gov, which is your boss is your governor or gov, isn't it? So that's something sight, this must be. Source of entertainment in stories. This is where I get very annoyed with myself. Something signs? Sight or signs? It must be, mustn't it? Why can't I see? Slight hurt, primarily caused by telltale in school. Scratch. A telltale is a rat, and that's got SCH for school around the outside. So yes, okay. So a slight hurt is a scratch. Primarily caused is the C. It is the initial letter of the word caused. A rat is a telltale, so we put C rat in SCH, which is a valid abbreviation for school. And now, this must be signs, is it? Source of entertainment. Wow. Repeated in stories. Why don't I know this? This is awful. Ice over is freeze. Why is this right? So protects nurses close to wage. This person, cover. This person protects. I cover. If I cover someone, I might protect them. I cover. This person protects. Nurses, as in takes care of, surrounds, coddles, the close to the word wage, that's the E, and that gives us this E here, and that gives us ice over and explains the clue. But I am so appalled with myself that I don't know what's going on with this. Source of entertainment. Oh, Argasagas. Oh, this is. An Argasaga is sort of a story around you know, about posh suburban life, an Arga saga, because an Arga is something associated with the upper class, I think. So source of entertainment repeated in stories. Now, why is it Arga sagas? Stories are Arga sagas. Source of entertainment. I mean, I can see it's saga reversed. Or it's gas. Oh, is it? Okay. A source of entertainment is a gas. A gas. If you have a gas, you have a great time. So a gas is then repeated to give a gas a gas. If we say it slightly differently, we get Arga sagas. Wow, that was so ridiculously poor of me in terms of solving, but I will give myself a slight pass because it's such a strange phrase. Right, 24 down. One might cower with terror. One might cower, so it's somebody who... A mouse? One might cower with terror. Don't know. Let's try that one. Painter. Can we get the painter immediately? No. Has hesitation about a colour he might have used. Hesitation is an or an usually. No, I'm not getting that one either. This is a worry. We need to get one of these to sort of give us some more help. Sailor's right-hand man has e.g. passport taken in fight. A sailor's right-hand man has e.g. passport is going to be an ID. Taken in fight. Isn't it Friday? Yeah, it is. So the sailor's right-hand man is Man Friday from Robinson Crusoe. And then we've got ID for passport, taken in a word for fight, which is fray. Are you ready for the fray? My grandfather always used to say to me when I was going to school. So 28 across. Perhaps like a wizard's pottery. It is pottery. It's Harry Potter reference. So if you're like a wizard, you are pottery, like Harry Potter. Baked items are pottery. So what's this wimp? One might cower with. Okay, yeah, that's clever. So what's going on here is with has a valid abbreviation, which is W. So W is this W, and a terror is an imp. You know, oh, that child was a right terror. You'd be saying they were impish and they were an imp. So wimp. And a wimp might cower. So what's this one then? Painter has hesitation about a colour he might have used. Renoir, yeah, lovely. So it's Renoir, obviously a painter. As hesitation is if you or you hesitate. Is er. So hesitation about, the word about is saying reverse it. So we've got er reversed, that gives re. And a colour Renoir might have used is noir, which is the French word for black. So we've got re, or reversal of plus noir gives Renoir, which is the colour. So the noir is very nice, isn't it? The reference to the French word there is very clever. Oh, so what's this then? No, okay. Well, if my idea about chars is right, then we have to put whole of chars at the start, or char at the start, because we can't have an R there. Presidents. My brain is not telling me. Charlemagne, no. I don't know. I don't know. Right, we're going to... Oh, look at this word. I don't think I know who this is. This is the matriarch, isn't it? Oh, dear, dear, dear. Articles about endlessly fascinating. Wow, what is this? I mean, the only thought I've just had as I've been looking at this is fascinating. The part of speech that's synonymous with the word fascinating might be a word ending in ing. And because that word is then treated endlessly, that would give us an ending of in for that word, which could go there. So double PIN I quite like there as a possible. So I'm trying to think of a word for fascinating. Something's fascinating. It's really involving, isn't it? It's something like gripping. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Agrippina. That rings some sort of weird bell. Gripping is fascinating. So articles are the two indefinite articles, two letter A's, around gripping endlessly. That gives Agrippina, which I don't know. I mean, I just think I've heard of it before, but I have no knowledge beyond that. And I'm convinced enough that I've seen it before. I'm going to go with it. So that gives us somewhere driver's scene, energy saving, old banger, but the old banger being crate doesn't work now, so this probably does end ATE. Somewhere driver's scene. Incarcerate. But oh goodness me, I've totally been misled. That's very clever. It's incarcerate. And my ideas around put away were totally and utterly bogus. So I had put away for 8 at the end, which it turns out is correct, but it's not for the right reason. And then I wanted to put the old banger, the crate, in the middle with this C, and that's wrong as well. So because actually put away is the definition of the whole clue. It's incarcerate. And somewhere driver's scene is in a car. So in car, and then energy saving old banger is saying take a word for an old banger which was crate, we did think of that, and put E inside it. E is an abbreviation for energy, and if the energy is saved by the word crate, it's sort of taken inside it. Then we get incarcerate. So can we get this one? I've not even looked at this, have I? I've not looked at this clue. Tribe, Cree. Taking in drug or not, clean. Clan, yes. Okay, so a clan is a tribe. Taking in the drug, that's E, as in a tab of E, and that gives clean. And if you're not on drugs, if you weren't taking in the drugs, you would be clean. So therefore, can we get this one? This is the key, isn't it? Because that's going to give us this letter, which I think should allow me to get this one. So used bathroom. During breaks in kind of film for kids. Used bathroom. Used bathroom. It's not urinated, is it? You rated. Goodness me, it is. I was not expecting that. I mean, I thought the closest the Times would get to used bathroom was went, and I was thinking, if you go to the bathroom, maybe there is the sort of it's going at that. But used bathroom is urinated, and how does this work? During, we need to think of a word that means during. And that's in. If something is in, it's during it. And that's breaking up a word which means, or words which mean kind of film for kids. And a film for kids would be U-rated, universal rated. So U-rated takes in inside for during, to give urinated, which is used bathroom. Oh no, this is weird. I don't like that. I don't like that R either. Chair. Oh, hang on. Is this chairwomen then? Maybe this is chairwomen. I did say that before, but I don't think I could. Oh, charwomen. Oh, okay. So the newspaper is the I newspaper. Wow. Okay. Well, I think this is right. So I got misled again. More than one daily. I was absolutely convinced was chars, but it's not. It's charwomen. That's great. So it's charwomen, which takes the newspaper, the I newspaper. So it takes the I inside. That gives us presidents, chairwomen. And I'm pretty sure that is, unless I've had a typo, that's going to be correct, because there wasn't too much that was controversial today, was there? It's a brilliant puzzle, actually. There's a lot to admire, lots of interesting things, and some very clever wordplay, really very clever wordplay. Prius, decorum. Argus Sargus was really clever. I mean, I think like pottery, I like that. Renoir was nice. Urinated I really like, even though I didn't get it very quickly. And I really like being misled as well. I mean, I've done so many of these puzzles that when I fall into traps that the setters have set, and I think some setters, they prepare these traps. They know how an experienced solver is going to read the clue, and therefore they play to that and make them read it incorrectly, and that's really nice. So very fine puzzle. Enjoyed it a lot. I hope it's useful to some of you who are just embarking on your journey in cryptic crossword solving. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.